Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's Monday. It's time for Monday motivation. Hello, 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 Dion Stalling. Welcome. Come on in. Hey everyone. Excuse my voice. I am recovering from a hectic weekend, but I'm still give y'all my message today. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hey, beautiful Brandy. Welcome. Come on in, fam. Come on in. This is actually going to be maybe like a 15-minute scope. Good morning. Hey, Missy. There is my Periscope daughter, my scope daughter. Hey, girl. I haven't seen you in a while. Come on, everyone. It's actually been probably a week and a half since my last scope. But I just had this really profound message that I wanted to share with you after I went to church yesterday and I heard this reading. So invite your friends, invite your followers, tweet this out because I know this message will bless you and I'm sure bless others. Hey, Danita, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, everyone. So the question I have for you today, this Monday morning, is: are you fishing in shallow waters? Are you fishing in shallow waters? And to all my replay viewers, thank you. I always say go ahead and give all the love you can stand because you actually burn calories when you tap on that screen with hearts. And love don't cost a thing. Hey, yeah. My phone, it's been that long. My phone don't even know how to act anymore. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you? It has been a long while since I've been on Periscope, and I will tell you, it was actually a good thing, a very much needed break. But I am back, and I'm actually going to be scoping a lot more often this week because I'm going to be starting a challenge this week, which I hope that you all will join me on. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that towards the end of the scope. But first, I want to no, it's not a new bookshelf. It's an empty bookshelf. It's an empty bookshelf. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't been on Scope too often, because I'm in the process of moving. So it's been a little crazy, but but it's okay. It's okay. But it's all great things, all great things. So if you're new to my Scope, my name is Julian B. Kiganda. I am a transformational life and brand strategist, as well as the founder of Bold and Fearless, which is an online magazine and lifestyle brand for professional women who are passionate about discovering and living out their purpose. Yes, 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 yes. And so, like I said, it's gonna be a quick scope, but I actually meant to do this last night, but you know what had happened was the Super Bowl was on, and even though the game really wasn't that great, thank you, Danita. You know, you get caught up in it. You just want to finish it and be like, you know. So congrats to the Broncos for winning the Super Bowl 50. That was a big one. And for those of you who watched, what did you think of the halftime show? What did you think? Let me know what you thought about the halftime show. I thought it was good. Bruno Mars always brings it. It was good. It was a good halftime show. I actually still like the one that Bruno Mars did. I think it was a couple of Super Bowls ago. I thought his was really good because that's when I realized he was actually a real entertainer, like a real artist, not like a cookie cutter person. But anyways, everyone, let me know how you doing. Let me know where you are coming in from. And if you haven't already shared this out, you can just tap on that little man right there. You didn't watch the Super Bowl? Yeah, I watched probably like the last two and a half quarters. Like I said, the game really wasn't that good. I don't know what happened to the Panthers. Hey, the best team won. It is what it is, right? So anywho, I wanted to jump on real quick because I have this message and I'm hoping that it is going to resonate with you the same way it did with me, because it just like hit me like a brick. You know how sometimes you just sitting there, you hear something and it just hits you and you're just like, woo, that was deep. So so it was one of those moments. You have 40 people over. Oh my gosh, Missy. Wow, you had a full house, girl. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy. But it sounds like it was fun. With 40 people, I can't imagine that you wouldn't have some kind of fun. But yeah, so let me just give you this message real quick because I got so much to do. But we'll be back on here later on for Brandon Biz Monday. This is actually my motivational Monday. And the question that I posed in the beginning of this scope was, are you fishing in shallow waters? And that came from a reading yesterday in church, and it was Luke 1 through 11. And it was it was actually the beginning of when Jesus started calling his disciples. Hey, Majestic L, welcome. And so the reading was really just talking about how, Jesus saw Simon Peter and his, his fishing partners had been fishing all night and they had not caught anything. Hey, honey, they hadn't caught anything. And so he sees that they're coming out the boat, shaking out their nets, and he gets in their boat. He gets in the boat. Okay, they didn't know him, right? He got in their boat and he told them, right? He told them, put out into deep water and lower your nets for a catch, right? Like the Panthers. And lower your nets for a catch. He said, put out into deep waters and lower your net for a catch. And you know what? I heard that and I said, wow, that's deep. That was Luke chapter 5, verses 1 to 11, right? And so he gave them advice to put their boat out into deeper waters and told them, even though they had told him they had been fishing all night, didn't catch a thing, okay? But here's the key. When Jesus told them to do that, Simon Peter said, you know what? We haven't caught anything all night, but we're going to go ahead and do it and be obedient because you told us to. So what happens when they pull out into deeper waters and they are obedient? They put their nets back out into deeper waters and they catch an abundance of fish. They caught so many fish, they had to ask people to come help them pull the nets out because they're about to tear. Okay. So when I heard that verse, I was just like, wow. Like I had to really ask myself, and I encourage you to ask yourself, how often do we sit here and fish in shallow waters and then wonder why we're not catching anything? So for me, when I thought about the disciples pulling out into deeper waters the way Jesus told them to, I likened it to how sometimes we want to be blessed with abundance, but we want to hold on to what's comfortable and what's familiar and what doesn't make us stretch ourselves, right? Real talk. We want to keep sight of the shore. We don't want to go into the deep waters because it's scary out there. We don't know what we're going to find. But it wasn't until they went into the deeper waters and pulled further away from the shore that they caught that abundance of fish. And that's when Jesus told them they're going to become fishers of men. So I wanted to do this scope because I'm telling you that word just sat with me and I was just like, whoa, it just struck a note. And even in my life, I recognize that there are times where I get comfortable and I don't want to pull out into deep, not that I don't want to pull out into deeper waters. I like seeing the shore. I like knowing exactly where I am. And I will sit there. I mean, how many times do we sit there and we're comfortable where we are, but yet we're not catching anything. We're not catching anything. It's that whole thing of insanity, right? You keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, but you're staying in the same place and you're wondering why nothing is changing. Right? So I just wanted to give you all this word and get you all to really think about in your own life, right? In your own life, are you staying too close to the shore? Are you staying too close to the shore and not catching any fish, right? And yes, feel free to give me some love because I haven't been on the scope in a while, so I need to catch up in my heart. But yeah, if this messages resonate with you, throw up the hearts, let me know. And then think about the fact that it wasn't until they decided to be obedient, because look, there's times in our lives where we know, right? That we need to be moving in a much different direction, and we need to taking much bigger and scarier steps towards what we really want, but we're too scared because we don't know what's out there, right? But until we take those steps and until we're willing to be obedient, right? Hey everybody, welcome to everybody who just joined. We're talking about whether or not you're fishing in shallow waters. Until we're willing to be obedient to whatever that call is, to whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing, we're going to keep, catching very little, if anything. So I want you to challenge yourself, right? I want you to challenge yourself to think about where you've been fishing in your life. Think about if you're getting the kind of results that you want, and think about what you need to change. And so here's what the disciples did, right? Thank you. I'm glad that this touched you, because I'm telling you, when I heard this in church yesterday, I was just like, whew, that is just deep. Yes, fishing in shallow water. I'm telling you, fishing in shallow water. And so the disciples did not experience overflow until they did several things. Number one, they had to first try, right? Jesus had to first see that they were trying on their own to catch fish before he stepped in to actually help them. So you got to think about it in your own life. Are you trying to be rescued? Are you trying to get help before you even try to help yourself? right? So that's number one. Jesus had to first see that they had tried before he stepped in and helped them. Number two, they had to be persistent. So they were out there all night, did not catch anything, okay? Then they had to be willing to be obedient and try something else. And that's when they said, okay, Jesus, you know what? We have tried all night, but since you have said to do this, we're going to try again. The difference was Jesus took them out of the shallow waters and told them to basically lose sight of the shore and go into deep waters, right? And then lastly, they expressed gratitude when they finally put those nets in the water and they were filled to overflow. They were filled to overflow. So they didn't catch all that fish until they went into deep water. So again, think about in your life, right? In your life, are there things that you keep trying over and over again, and then you wonder why you keep getting the same results? You got to ask yourself, are you fishing in shallow water? Are you fishing in shallow water? So here are a few things, right, that I want you to take into consideration as you think about how you can swim out to the deeper water, but trust that you're not out there on your own, right? Trust that you are being guided by divine wisdom. Trust that if you are being obedient, that eventually your net will be filled to overflow. But you got to first, be willing to try something different and be willing to go out into those deep waters, right? And then you got to ask yourself, how willing are you to push from the shore, to lose sight of the shore, to lose sight of what's comfortable, right? How willing are you to go deep into those deep waters to really get your blessing, right? Because that's what it's going to take. So here are 3 things that you can do and start thinking about. And these are just 3 suggestions. I'm sure there are other ways that you can fish in deeper waters. But the first thing is, think about in your professional life. Is there a major conference you have been wanting to go to that you've just been like, woo, that's too big for me, too many people, maybe I'm not ready? Okay, that's called fishing in deeper waters. Sign up for the conference, book your ticket, book your hotel, register, whatever it is, and go. Okay, that's deeper waters, because more than likely, that is where you're going to find the people that are willing to pay whatever it is that you want to charge. Okay, sometimes we wonder why we're not getting the right clients. A lot of times we're just fishing in the wrong waters. We're fishing in shallow waters. So you got to play on a bigger stage if you want bigger clients and the kind of clients that are going to pay you what you're worth. So that's one way. Another thing, think about, is there a trip? Is there somewhere you wanted to go for the longest time and you just never have, because you're just like, oh, I don't know if I can go by myself, if I can, that's a whole different thing for me. I don't know if I could do that. So here's a card that I've been using, and especially for the past couple of weeks, that I think will speak to that, because sometimes what you need to do, if you want to change your perspective, you need to change your surroundings. If you want to change your perspective, you need to change your surroundings. So think about if there's somewhere that you need to go that is way out of your comfort zone, and then do it. You'd be surprised what's going to come of that. Some of you all know that I went to South Africa for the first time last October. It was amazing, okay? Amazing. Travel will do that for you. Yes, it'll give you a whole different perspective. But my trip was amazing, and it's still reaping. When I went, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do or what I was going for. I just knew that I had to go, that the pull was really strong, and that I needed to do something different. And to this day, it's still paying dividends. There's a couple things that I'm working on that are going to have a major impact. And it's like, now I'm starting to see why I had to go, why I had to be there in South Africa. And trust, I will be back again this year, right? So think about, there's somewhere that you can go, that you need to go, that you just need to change and shift your perspective, right? And then the third thing is, just pick one thing that scares the heck out of you and just do it. Yes, just go. Just go. It'll be the most amazing thing you ever do for yourself. But yeah, and then just pick one thing that scares you and do it. It will change your life. I promise you that. So I want you all, yes. Oh, hey, Marriage of God. Tell me your name. Tell me your name. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I wanted to share that message with you all and get you all to really think about whether it's, even when it's not far, getting out of your normal surroundings help. Absolutely. Sometimes you just need that shift to change your perspective, right? But I want you all to really think about what kind of waters you've been fishing in, right? Because everything, hey, Brett and Angel, welcome, welcome, welcome to my scope. And I'll reintroduce myself in a second as I close out. But I want you to really think about where you've been fishing. And then think about whether you've been getting the kind of catch that you were hoping for. And if you haven't, then you need to think about every time you've done this. Yes, absolutely. Because you're making that move in faith. And so God rewards faith and he rewards action. And he will step in once he sees that you're trying, and then he will, help you get to wherever you need to be. Absolutely. Good. I'm so glad this is timely for you. And if you're just logging in, feel free to go back and watch the replay. But really think about whether or not you have been fishing in the right waters. Do you need to go deeper? Do you need to go deeper, whether that's in your prayer life, whether that's in your business, whether that's in your relationships, right? Do you need to go into deeper water in order to really find the blessing and the abundance that is waiting for you, right? So I'm going to close out with this card, and it's actually from a deck of cards. Yes. Oh, yay. Awesome. Thank you. I think that was Gwen, Gospel Gwen. Yes. Oh, thank you. But these cards are actually from a deck of cards that I created. It's 52 motivational cards. And I like using them during my scopes because they help me stay focused, right? So here's a card that I want you all to think about, right? Jesus didn't come out to the disciples until he already saw they were taking action. So opportunities are attracted to action. Opportunities are attracted to action. So if you're sitting still and wondering why nothing's happening, it's probably because you're sitting still, right? There's times to be still. But it doesn't mean that you do nothing, right? You got to do something. As Lisa Nichols likes to say, you have to be your own rescue. And when God sees that you are doing what you can, he will step in and do his part. But you got to first make that first move. Yes, opportunities are attracted to action. So my name is Julian B. Kiganda, your transformational life and brand strategist, as well as the founder of Bold and Fearless. And I thank you all for joining me this morning. Like I said, I will be back on here this afternoon for Brand and Biz Monday, but I wanted to share this message with you. I think it's probably my first Motivation Monday scope. So I will probably make this a regular one, but I was just like, man, I gotta bring this message because you're so welcome, because it just really sat with me and it made me really think about how I have to take bigger leaps, even in my own life, personally, professionally, all of the above, because that is where true change happens. And that is where you take that leap of faith, and he will catch you. He will catch you when you take that leap. So hopefully you'll join me. I'll be back on here at noon for Brand and Biz Monday. And I have a special challenge that I am launching. So make sure you join me again at noon. Thank you all for the hearts. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed day, and I will see you again later. Bye.